This is Chris Bonner from Red Comics Anime, and we are here at San Diego's Comic-Con International, the largest comic convention in the universe. And one of the coolest things about Comic-Con is that whether it's people working at an independent press published out of the basement or a huge multinational comic corporation, everyone's happy to give you advice on how to get started creating your own comics. What advice would you give to 5, 10, 13-year-old who knows he or she loves comics, wants to get into it, doesn't quite know how to start?
Well, every one of us who writes comics started out exactly where they are. We are fanboys who love comics and still do. Now we get to craft those stories. The best advice, well, I learned to write and draw by reading comics and reading a lot of them. And all the old cliches strike true. Hard work and persistence is everything. When opportunity meets preparation, there you are. The obvious advice, simple advice, start making comics. That's what we all did. I started as a professional. I started doing independent comics, writing and drawing my own, getting them self-published, and that's when the bigger companies find you. Showed you can do the work and tell the stories.
Draw. Do as much drawing, write, practice, do it. If you're an artist, take anatomy classes, learn how to do storytelling, take cinema classes. We're very similar in the type of pacing and chopping and how we do storytelling, screenplays. But you have to practice it, get in front of people, take classes. It's very rare to run into the savant who just does it. So practice, try to do it. That's all you can really do to get involved.
日本の漫画を読んでください。アメリカンコミックは読まない方がいい。なぜかというと、日本のコミックスはストーリーが奥が深い。いい人と悪い人がいるだけではない。いい人も悪い人になるし、悪い人もいい人になるというストーリーが非常に複雑で、頭の中で物語を考えながら、読むのが日本の漫画です。でアメリカンコミックはいいやつと悪いやつが非常にはっきりしていて、話が簡単すぎて、あまり頭が良くならない漫画だと思います。
How did you break into comics?
Well, I found out that there was a job open at a place called Timely Comics. Frankly, it was called Timely Publications. I didn't know that they also published comics. And I thought I wanted to be a writer, and I went there, and it was in the comic book department that they had the opening. And I thought, well, that's exciting, but I never thought I'd spend a lot of time there, because in those days, comic books were looked down upon. I mean, no grown-up would want to work in kind. I was 17 years old, well on the way to being a grown-up. So I thought I'd work there for a few months, get some experience, and get into the real world. And I'm still waiting.
I would say just draw all the time, draw every day. If somebody tells you
like this,
if somebody tells you suck, don't ask them. Stop asking them. Don't show them your stuff no more. Show someone else.
I mean, if they tell you that, if they tell you suck, I mean, take it creatively and as a criticism and ask them why. And how do I get better?
Yeah.
Those are the questions you need to ask, and they'll tell you. People at these shows will tell you what you're doing wrong, and then the next time try and improve it. And
ask people besides your grandma and your mom if something looks good.
Yeah. Just keep drawing all the time.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
How did you get started in comics?
Graduated college, and everyone at all these companies told me to go back to school because I didn't know how to draw.
Right.
So I
That's
said,
the first thing they did.
The hell with you
go back
guys.
to school, learn how to draw. I just graduated.
I showed one guy at DC, and he said, why don't you do cartooning? You're better at that. You shouldn't draw Batman. This stuff looks cool. What are these guys? I said, those are my crybabies. Well, draw those guys. All right. So that's it. And then look what happened. I exploded. I became an overnight success since 1992.
Well, it's taking 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah. And now we're all about the love.
Yeah, I met Art last year, and what he was doing was he had crayons and he had white pieces of paper, and he would draw any kind of superhero thing you'd ask him for $1. So Art, I've got $1 for you. Can you draw me and could you draw me and Death walking under a lamppost on a dark rainy night?
If you want me to, yeah, I'll do that.
I would love that.
Oh yeah, man. I'll draw the hell out of you. Together, walking in love under a lamppost.
So there you go. Follow that advice, and maybe one day your comic could end up in a box just like these. Chris Bonner for Red Comics and Anime. See you soon. How much for this? $12? It's crazy. I'm not going to pay $12.